Do you believe in magic? I mean, do you believe that you can manage your stress through developing emotional resiliency? And it's actually so easy that it will feel like magic. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to manage stress in a way that will build your emotional resiliency and strength. Plus, I'll share my trick for gaining control when the world pulls that rug out from under you. First, I want you to know that you have survived 100% of everything you've been through. So, little pat on the back right there. All right, let's dive in. When feeling stress, the amygdala, that little lizard part of our brain, doesn't actually know that we're not in danger. The amygdala knows,
oh no, something's wrong.
it must mean that there's a tiger that's about to eat us. It does not know stress. So this feeling of stress, this feeling of danger is all perceived. My trick for letting my brain and body know that I'm safe is by doing trust falls. What I do is, in the moment when I'm feeling this stress and anxiety and something's coming up and I'm not sure how to get my way out of it, I'll trick my amygdala into feeling safe by going into my room and doing a trust fall on my bed. Throw up my arms, throw back my head, and just let myself fall backwards. In that space, I just imagine that angels and all these clouds are just catching me and holding me in the most beautiful and delicious safety net that I could even imagine. So I used this one time when my partner came to me and said,
I don't have any work.
And I said, and he said,
I don't have any work.
and I said, okay. It was back during the crash, like 2009. It was a very scary time for a lot of people. And I didn't know what to do, but I could feel that stress and anxiety building up in my body. And I knew that I needed to get back control of my emotions. I needed to get back to me. I needed to be able to breathe again. So I went into my room and I did a trust fall. And I allowed myself to fall backwards onto my bed, feeling the feelings of safety, making it up in my mind. If the amygdala is perceiving a threat, then I can make my body perceive that I'm safe. So I fell back on my bed and I laid there and I looked at the ceiling and I started breathing again. And I asked myself, okay, what can we do? And in that moment of relieving that stress, of doing that trust fall, now my other part of my brain, that cognitive part, the thinking part, the solution-focused part, could start giving me ideas. And that's when I went downstairs and I said, okay, what can we do? And we made a completely new plan for our lives. We ended up leaving our town, moving somewhere else that ended up being one of the greatest experiences of our lives, all because we were able to get into this moment of relieving stress, and it was because of that trust fall. It's actually kind of fun. I do it quite often. I encourage you to give it a try. So now that we know we're safe, let's jump into one of my most favorite ways to build emotional resilience. It's a way of building that invisible superhero cape so that you know that when you are going through the world, when you are encountering stress and challenges and obstacles, you know you've got this. It is called matrix re-imprinting. I learned about it years ago when I was dealing with some stress in my life with one of my kiddos, and it's turned into one of my most favorite tools. So here's how it works. It's all about creating a safe space where you can unpack some emotional traumas from the past. We know that the way that the trauma cycle works is we have our trauma, we work through it, and at that completion of the trauma, we are able to build a resiliency. So if you have ever worked through something in your life where you were able to take action on it, you healed it, you worked through it, now you're stronger. Maybe somebody used to take advantage of you and now you're really good at setting boundaries, that kind of thing. So with matrix re-imprinting, the big goal is to actually change the belief system. So when we're children, our brain is in a recording state and we are creating beliefs in every moment about who we are and who we are in the world, how we exist in this world. Unfortunately, when we're children, we are going about our day with tunnel vision. We can only see what we know from our little teeny tiny child perspective. So I'm going to share with you a story about how I used matrix re-imprinting and how I helped build that superhero cape, that emotional resiliency. When I was younger, I felt like I wasn't very smart. I was not good in school and I didn't study. I didn't know how to study. All of these things led to me having a belief that I'm not smart. As a child, that was my belief. I carried it into adulthood. And then something happened in my adult life that triggered this feeling of, I don't know because I'm not smart. I can't do this. I'm not smart enough. So using matrix re-imprinting, I allowed myself to go back to that originating trauma, being in the classroom. And I remember in that memory, I didn't know the answers, so I was trying to look at somebody else's paper so that I could use their answers as my own. And that feeling I had in that moment, feeling so ashamed of myself because I should know the answers, I should be doing better. How come I can't do it? How come they're able to do it and I'm not? All of this stuff came flooding back to me. But here's the beauty of the matrix re-imprinting. Number one, I discovered what that originating belief was, which was actually not that I wasn't smart, but that I wasn't enough. I wasn't good enough like everybody else. That was something that I didn't expect. So the way that matrix re-imprinting works is when you are working with one of these younger beliefs, you're actually working with that childhood self. So in working with this younger version of me, I was able to figure out what the belief was that was created, and then I was able to figure out what she needed in that moment. In that moment, she needed to know that she is enough, that she is smart, that she can do this, that there are opportunities available for her. So being able to give her all of those resources, everything that she needs, everything that she wants. And here's the thing, again, the mind does not know if something is real or imagined. We spend so much time imagining things that are negative. Matrix lets us imagine things that are positive. And when you start to imagine those positive beliefs, those positive ideas, your brain starts to release chemicals that actually make you feel good, and then your body will believe it. So I'm working with this younger self and she's having this belief, and here's where it gets really fun. I think I'm doing this work, right? Like, oh, I'm helping my younger self. In this world of imagination, something kind of magical seems to happen. My younger self jumped up out of her chair and started marching around the classroom. And she started chanting, I am enough. I am enough. And so there's the part of me that's kind of watching this happen in my imagination as this younger imagined part of me is running around the classroom, marching around the classroom, chanting, I am enough. And then all the other kids in the classroom popped out of their seats and started following her around the classroom, all of them chanting together, I am enough. I am enough. So she creates this new belief that says, I am enough. It is now my belief. And it's something that I hear chanting in the back of my mind at all times. It is my new belief system. In that moment when she's jumping up and walking around the room and everybody else starts to follow her, my body started getting flooded with the dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and my body actually felt like I was there in that moment. Even right now telling you about this, I can feel those feelings in my body. I can hear the whole classroom of kids chanting in my ear, I am enough. I am enough. So not only did my younger self, me, create this new belief system of I am enough, but it also let me see that by being myself, by being enough, by having this positive energy that is me, this positive belief system, I'm also subconsciously giving everybody else permission to do the same. So by watching all the rest of the kids in the classroom, it was this aha moment for me of, hey, just by being you, you're giving everybody else around you permission to be themselves as well. And that's kind of a secondhand gift that I got from that moment. So there's a quote that I love that says, we suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them. So let's change our judgments about them. Let's change our beliefs and let's enjoy this life. I would love to hear your stories about how you created new belief systems. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and hop over to our next video, How to Overcome Stress and Depression in Life. See you there. Go ahead and click it. I know you're ready to feel better.